In this session, we will be working out another question which involves the preparation of fund flow statement. And the question goes like this. The summarized balance sheets of Karthik and Company Limited for 2 years are as follows. They have given us the balance sheets uh, and they're asking us to prepare the statement of sources and the application of funds. They've also given us some additional information over here. The information includes debentures were redeemed at a premium of 10%, taxes paid during the year 1,40,000, uh, a machine which appeared with a written down value of 80,000 was sold for 1,30,000, and new machine worth 3,60,000 was acquired during the year. So this is the question. I request all of you to quickly take down the question now. Kindly take down the question now.
In the question, they have asked us to prepare the statement of sources and application showing the changes in the working capital. Now, for us to show the statement of sources and application of funds with the changes in working capital, at first we must prepare the schedule showing changes in working capital. Following that, we should be preparing the adjusted profit and loss. And finally, we should be preparing the statement of sources and application. So let's look at the items. The first statement is statement of sources and application. For statement of sources and application, what we have to be preparing is the schedule showing changes in working capital, for which we have to consider the current assets. Which are the current assets? Building, fixed asset, machinery, fixed asset, short-term deposit, this is a current asset, inventory is a current asset, debtor is a current asset, cash at bank, this is a current asset, prepaid expenses, this is a current asset, share capital, debenture, profit and loss, general reserve, all these are examples, or all these are liabilities. Then we have an item which is called as proposed dividend. Now, proposed dividend, we have two options. Proposed dividend, either we could treat it as a non-current liability, or we could treat it as current liability. Okay, proposed dividend, we could treat it as current liability, or we could treat it as non-current liability. Now, when you're treating proposed dividend as non-current liability, there is one very important aspect that you have to remember. That adjustment I'll be sharing on the screen right now. Okay, so I'll be sharing that on the screen right now. I hope the screen is visible. So proposed dividend, okay, the item proposed dividend. Okay, so you have two options. Okay, you have option one. You can treat this. Option one, you can treat this as current liability. If you're treating this as current liability, then what happens is you will take this in schedule showing changes in working capital. Option two, okay, option two, you can take this as non-current liability. You can take this as non-current liability. If you're taking this as non-current liability, year two's proposed dividend, you should be treating this as you would be treating this as an appropriation. You would be treating this as an appropriation in your adjusted profit and loss account. Okay, you would be treating this as an adjustment in your appropriation in your adjusted profit and loss account. Year one proposed dividend, you would be treating this as an application. Okay, this is in your statement of sources and application. You would be treating this as an application in your statement and sources of application. So these are the ways in which we go about with the adjustment. So proposed dividend, option one, you will be treating as the current liability in schedule showing changes in working capital. Second option is you can treat it as a non-current liability. If you're treating this as a non-current liability, in such cases, what you should be doing is that you should be treating this as a appropriation. Year two's proposed dividend, you'll be treating it as an appropriation in your adjusted profit and loss account. And then year one proposed dividend, you'll be treating as an application in your statement of sources and application. So that is with respect to the proposed dividend. Provision for taxation, we can either treat it as a current liability or non-current liability. However, if you notice, there's an adjustment with respect to taxes. So which means provision for taxation, we will have to treat this as a you will have to treat this as a non-current non-current liability. Let's look at the adjustment. Debentures were redeemed at a premium. What do you mean by premium? Over and above the actual face value. Okay? Premium means over and above the actual face value, which means it was sold at 10% premium, which means over and above 10% over and above the actual value. So remember, any instrument you can issue at discount or you can issue at premium. So here we have done that at premium. Taxes paid during the year amounted to 1,40,000. What does this mean? So whatever taxes you have paid in that particular year, that has worked out to be 1,40,000, which means you have to treat this as an adjustment in your provision for taxation. A machine which appeared with a written down value of rupees 80,000 was sold for 1,30,000. What does that mean? And WDV stands for written down value. So a machinery which was costing 80,000, as per your books of accounts, the value of the machine was 80,000. That you're selling for 1,30,000. What does that mean? You're selling at a profit of 50,000. What that means is that you're selling that item at a profit of 50,000. Then what is told to you is that new machine worth 3,60,000 was acquired during the year. What does that mean? You have gone ahead, you have bought some new machine, and that new machinery is worth 3,60,000. Okay? Now, what has been told to us? We have to prepare a statement of sources and application showing changes in working capital. So this is what we have to do, and let's go about with the working. Now, let me bring up the template over here for you. Okay. So remember, the very first statement that we would be preparing is the schedule showing changes in working capital. The very first item that we would be preparing is the schedule showing changes in working capital. So what we have over here is short-term deposit. Okay, what we have over here is short-term deposit, and year one for us is 2013, and year two is 2014. Okay, so for year one is 2013, year two is 2014. So let's get that. Okay, and then short-term deposit, first year's value is 3 lakh. Okay, 3 lakh is the first year's value. Second year's value is 4,50,000. Second year's value is 4,50,000. So we've considered both the items over here. Okay, first year's value is 3 lakh and second year's value is 4,50,000. Now let's try and see what impact does it have on working capital. Working capital has increased by 1,50,000. Okay, it has increased by 1,50,000, and that's been brought up. Next, what do we have? Next, what we have is inventory. Okay, next what we have is inventories. And how much is inventory? Inventory is 4 lakh, and then we have 4,70,000. Okay, we have 4 lakh and then we have 4,70,000. Inventory is nothing but your stock, and inventory has gone up by 70,000. Next, what do we have? Next, what we have is debtor. Okay, next, what we have is debtor, and debtors that has also been brought about. Debtors is 6,70,000, and then 6,70,000, and then here it is 5,30,000. 6,70,000 and 5,30,000. So with regards to debtor, what impact does it have? It has decreased. Okay, it has decreased. So decrease is 1,40,000. Okay, so decrease is 1,40,000. Next is prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses, we have 20,000 and then we have 10,000. Okay, we have 20,000 and then we have 10,000, and then that has also been. Now what is the next aspect that we have? We have to calculate the total current assets. So how much is your total current assets? You have to sum up the entire thing. So total current assets, we have summed up. Then what do we have? We have to consider the creditors. We have to consider the creditors. Creditors is 4,90,000 and then 5,60,000. 4,90,000 and 5,60,000. Now notice what has happened with creditors. Creditors has increased. So increase in creditors, what impact does it have on your working capital? Your working capital will reduce. Increase in working capital, it will reduce. Okay. Oh, there's one item that I had missed out over here, which is cash at back. There was one item that I missed out, which is cash at bank. Cash at bank also needs to be considered. So that is 2,20,000, and then here it is 3,30,000. So what impact does it have? Your working capital has increased by 1,10,000. Okay, so it has increased by 1,10,000. So that has also been brought about. Okay, so that has also been considered. Now what do? We have to consider total current liability. Total current liability. Now, working capital, let's calculate the working capital. How do we calculate working capital? Current asset minus current liability. So working capital is current asset minus current liability. Here also it is current asset minus current liability. So that is me. Now let's notice what has happened with respect to the working capital. Working capital, there is an increase in working capital. Okay, there's an increase in working capital. How much has working capital increased by? It has been increased by 1,10,000. It has increased by 1,10,000. And let me just quickly sum up this. So this is 12,30,000. Here also it is 12,30,000. So there has been an increase in working capital, and working capital has increased by 1,10,000. The next step is preparation of ledgers. Okay, so the next step is that we have to go about with the preparation of ledgers. Which are the accounts for which we have to prepare ledgers? One is building. Okay, so one is building and the building account. So building account, remember, this is an asset. It is real. So opening balance will fall on the debit side. So to balance brought down. Okay, so to balance brought down, and this is 8 lakh. So to balance brought down, and this is 8 lakh, and that 8 lakh has been brought into picture. Okay, so 8 lakh has been brought into picture. Next is by balance carried down, 7,60,000. 7,60,000. So notice which side is more, debit side is more, credit side is less. So which means there is a balancing figure which will have to fall onto the credit side. So credit side, how will that fall? So by we will have the balancing figure is 40,000. Now remember, building account is real in nature. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out, which means building worth 40,000 is going out. Now there are two possibilities. One is that there would be depreciation, as a result of which there is an outflow of building. Second is that there is a sale. We do not have any confirmation with regards to sale. So what will happen is we will have to consider this as depreciation. So there is depreciation, and the depreciation by so there is an outflow as a result of depreciation. So by depreciation, and then there is a balancing figure. So let's just quickly total this up, and the total is 8 lakh. 8 lakh on both the sides, and that has been considered. Okay, or that has been brought into picture. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so this is fine, and we have completed with respect to the building account. Next account for which we have to prepare the ledger is the machinery account. Okay, the next is machinery account. Machinery account, how do we go about with it? Machinery is real in nature. So how do we start? By balance brought down. Okay, by balance brought down, and balance brought down is how much? Balance brought down is, for this it is 5 lakh. Okay, so this is 5 lakh, and next is 7,20,000. So next is 7,20,000. Closing balance is 7,20,000. So by balance carried down, and then here it is 7,20,000. Okay, so machinery, since it's real in nature, the opening balance will be coming on the debit side, and closing balance will be falling on the credit side. Okay, so here there's one small correction. This has to be 2. Okay, to balance brought down and by balance carried down, and that has been that has been taken care. Okay, now let's look at the adjustments given to us in the question. What has been told to us is that a machine which appeared with a written down value of 80,000 has been sold for 1,30,000. So you have made a sale, and the sale is for 1,30,000. So remember, machinery is real. Golden rule is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So by cash account, so we can say sale of machine. So sale of machine this is 1,30,000. Okay, this is 1,30,000. Next is to adjusted profit and loss account. Okay, to adjusted profit and loss account. So you have to transfer out the profit. So there is a profit that you have made. Okay. So how much is the profit? Profit is 50,000. Okay. So profit is 50,000. So you have made that profit, and the profit of 50,000 has been transferred to your adjusted profit and loss account. Next, what do you have? You have machine worth 3,60,000. So what is that? That is that you have purchased. So to cash account, you have made purchase. So this has been given to you directly in the question. Okay, this has been given to you directly in the question, and that is 3,60,000. Okay, that is 3,60,000, and that has been considered. Okay, so that has been considered, and that has been brought about. And let's see which side is more. So here, debit side is more, which means there has to be a balancing figure on the credit side. Now, how much is the balancing figure on the credit side? Balancing figure on the credit side should be 60,000. Balancing figure on the credit side should be 60,000, and it is by depreciation 60,000, and that has been brought in the picture over here, and that has been brought in. Okay, so that has been considered. Okay, so that has been considered, and we have. So there is a depreciation, and this depreciation is balancing figure. So this depreciation is balancing figure. Okay, so this has been completed. Now let's look at which is the next account that we have to prepare. The next account that we have to prepare is provision for taxation. Okay, so the next account that we have to prepare is provision for taxation. Okay, so provision for taxation. Let us quickly prepare. And provision for taxation, please remember, this is it is a nominal account. Okay, so here what will happen is you will have to open up on the credit side by balance brought down, and the amount is 1 lakh. Okay, so here the amount is 1 lakh, and then we have a closing balance. The closing balance is to balance carried down, and then here the amount is 1,30,000. Okay, the amount is 1,30,000. And next is taxes paid during the year. Taxes paid during the year amounted to 1,40,000. So you have made a payment of tax. So to tax paid. This will be falling on the debit side. Okay, so this will be falling on the debit side, and so I'll put this like this: to cash, and then in bracket I'll put it as tax paid. So this is told to us directly in the question. This amounted to 1,40,000. Okay, so this amounted to 1,40,000. So that has been considered. Okay, so that has been considered, and that has been taken care. Now, which means which side is more? Which side is more? Credit side, debit side is more. Okay, so debit side is more. So debit side, the balance, the total is 2,70,000. So which means here also it should be 2,70,000. But is it 2,70,000? It is not 2,70,000. There should be a balancing figure, and the balancing figure works out to be 1,70,000. So the balancing figure works out to be, so here, what do? You have to add some more amount. You have transferring some more amount, and this is adjusted profit and loss account, and this works out to be 1,70,000. Okay, this works out to be 1,70,000, and that has also been completed. Okay, so that has also been completed, and with that we have completed off with the ledger account. So we have completed preparation of the ledger accounts. We can move on to the next step. The next step is the adjusted profit and loss account, and here we will be starting off with to net profit brought down. And how much is the net profit brought down? Net profit which has been brought down is 1 lakh. Okay, net profit which has been brought down is 1 lakh. So 1 lakh has been considered. Okay, and then we have to consider the non-operating expenses. Okay, so what are the non-operating expenses that we have in this question? So we have depreciation on building. So depreciation on building is how much? 40,000. So depreciation on building is 40,000. Then to depreciation on machinery. To depreciation on machinery, and depreciation on machinery is how much? Depreciation on machinery is 60,000. The depreciation on machinery is 60,000. One small correction over here. It is actually by, since it's on the credit side, it has to be by net profit brought down. Okay, so what are the next non-operating expenses that we have? That is pretty much it. Now let's move on to the appropriations. Okay, now we will be considering the appropriations. Okay, so what are the appropriations we have? We have the appropriations that we have is to transfer to general reserve. Okay, to transfer to general reserve, and this is 50,000. So we have transferred 50,000 to general reserve. What else do we have? What we have is another appropriation that we have is the provision for taxation, the additional amount of money. So to transfer to provision for tax. So how much is this? This is 1,70,000. Okay, so this is 1,70,000. Any other appropriations that we have? Yes, we have proposed dividend. Okay, we have proposed dividend, and this proposed dividend is for year 2. Okay, so this proposed dividend is for year 2, and which is 1,80,000. So this is 1,80,000. Anything else we have? We have one more non-operating expense, which was to premium on debentures. Okay, so remember, we are redeeming debentures worth 2 lakh, and we are paying a 10% premium on it, which is 20,000. Okay, so which is 20,000. That has also been considered. Okay, so that has also been considered. Now, do we have anything else? We have non-operating income. Now, what are the non-operating incomes that we have? Non-operating incomes that we have are by profit on sale of machines. Okay, by profit on sale of machinery. So by profit on sale of machinery, and how much is that? By profit on sale of machinery, that works out to be 50,000. Okay, so that works out to be 50,000, and Okay, so that works out to be 50,000. So 50,000 also we have considered. So let's just quickly see if there are any more items that we have to take in. Okay, let us see if there are any more items that we have to consider. So that's pretty much it. And so now we have to consider the closing balance. So how much is the closing balance? Closing balance is to net profit carried down, and this one works out to be 1,50,000. Okay, so this one works out to be 1,50,000, and let us consider the total. $6,70,000. So here also it should be, here also the total should be 6,70,000. And so balancing figure is to funds from operation. This is the balancing figure, and the balancing figure works out to be $5,20,000. Okay, so this works out to be 5,20,000 is the balancing figure. So with that, we have completed the adjusted profit and loss account. Now let's move on to the next statement. Next statement that we have to prepare is the statement of sources and application of funds. So the next statement, the next thing that we have to prepare is statement of sources and application of funds. So now let's see what are the sources that we have. Okay, so let us see what are the sources that we have. We have issue of shares, share capital. So issue of share capital, this works out to be 2 lakhs. Okay, so there is a fresh issue of shares which is 2 lakhs, and that has been considered. Okay, then what else do we have? Then what we have to consider, okay, now let's see what are the other items that we have. The other items that we have are application. We have increase in working capital. So increase in working capital, how much is that? Increase in working capital. Increase in working capital is 1,10,000. Increase in is 1,10,000. Okay. Next, what we have is funds from operation. Funds from operation, and funds from operation, how much is that? Funds from operation, that works out to be 5,20,000. 5,20,000. 5,20,000. Okay, next what we have is proposed dividend. Okay, so proposed dividend, and this is for year 1. Okay, we have proposed dividend for year 1, which is 1,20,000. Okay, so 1,20,000 that we have considered. Next, what do we have? Next we have to consider the redemption of. We have to consider redemption of debenture. So now when we are considering redemption of debenture, please remember one important aspect. We have redeemed debenture worth 2 lakh and we've also paid premium for it. So both I'm going to consider together, and that works out to be 2,20,000. Okay, that works out to be 2,20,000. Next, what we have is tax paid. So how much is tax paid? Let's go back. Tax paid works out to be 1,40,000. So tax paid is 1,40,000. That has been considered. Then what else do we have? Tax paid, that has been considered. Then we have purchase of machinery. So purchase of machinery, how much is that? Purchase of machinery, that works out to be 3,60,000. So purchase of machinery, that works out to be 3,60,000. That has been considered. Then anything else that we have to consider? Any other items that we have to consider? So let me just quickly look at the ledgers once again. Okay, so we've pretty much covered this. Tax paid I have considered. Okay, then I have to consider sale of machinery. Okay, so sale of machinery. So that also I have considered, and sale of machinery is 1,30,000. Okay, so 1,30,000, that has been considered. Then what I have is funds from operation. Funds from operation I've considered. Increase in working capital, that also I've considered. Okay, so I've considered pretty much everything. I just want to see if there's anything else that I've missed out. Okay, there's a small, there's a difference of 1 lakh, but unfortunately I'm running out of time as well. So I'll just pick up on this once again in the next class. And the last part, the statement of sources and applications of funds, I will be revisiting for you once again in the next class because I'm running short of time, dear.